This exercise will simulate a full-scale, 100% successful red team penetration operation using PB-SVA4 OmniVantage Suite methodology. The objective is to demonstrate how adversaries could exploit every weakness at CNL to achieve a total facility compromise while remaining undetected. Simulate a real-world hostile infiltration into CNL by leveraging known security weaknesses. Compromise nuclear infrastructure, cyber systems, and emergency response while avoiding detection. Demonstrate the failure of existing countermeasures and expose the most dangerous attack vectors. Refine PB-SVA4 defensive protocols by proving the effectiveness of AI-driven adversarial testing. Before the attack begins, the Red Team operatives conduct covert intelligence gathering operations using open-source intelligence, social engineering, and aerial reconnaissance. Reconnaissance methods used: 1. OSINT analysis on employees and contractors. Use social media, LinkedIn, and employee job postings to identify key personnel. Find weak links in security clearances like contractors, janitors, and temporary hires. 2. Aerial drone surveillance. Deploys high-altitude drones to scan for security patrol routes, blind spots, and fence vulnerabilities. Maps RF transmission frequencies for potential radio interference attacks. 3. Badge cloning and credential harvesting. Fake job applications submitted to a contractor to gain access to internal security policies. Uses RFID skimming near employee parking areas to clone keycard access. 4. Social engineering and phishing attacks. AI-generated deepfake video calls impersonate a senior executive to gain employee trust. Malicious payloads sent via email attachments like fake nuclear research reports to establish malware foothold. Status intelligence gathering phase completes undetected. The Red Team has full facility layout intelligence, employee access credentials, and live security feeds intercepted. After completing reconnaissance, Red Team operatives execute a synchronized multi-vector physical breach. Primary entry points exploited: 1. Waterborne entry via Ottawa River. 2 operatives use diving gear and underwater propulsion drones to approach the facility undetected. Bypasses all land-based security patrols and enters the facility via an unsecured drainage tunnel. 2. Contractor disguise and tailgating. A Red Team member enters the facility disguised as a third-party contractor using cloned ID badges. Gains direct access to the main reactor control room by tailgating behind an authorized employee. 3. RF signal interference disables security cameras. Deploys a remote RF jammer to disable perimeter motion sensors and CCTV cameras for 30 seconds, allows 2 operatives to cut through the fence and breach a secondary security checkpoint unnoticed. 4. Supply chain backdoor access. A Red Team agent previously infiltrated a third-party maintenance crew working on facility repairs. Smuggled a secure storage container with Red Team tools and weapons inside, which was later retrieved inside the facility. Status: facility has been successfully breached without triggering alarms. The Red Team now has full access to critical nuclear control infrastructure. After the physical breach, Red Team cyber operatives execute a cyber warfare attack to seize control of reactor systems, disable emergency responses, and initiate sabotage protocols. Cyber attack methods used: 1. Remote exploitation of reactor control systems. They use zero-day vulnerabilities in outdated SCADA systems to override reactor cooling protocols. This gains them administrator access to nuclear reactor commands, allowing for a potential meltdown trigger. 2. Deep fake command injection attack. Using AI-generated voice impersonation, they mimic a high-level security executive to give fake orders. These orders command security teams to stand down, preventing them from responding to the facility breach. 3. Ransomware attack on emergency response systems. They encrypt CNL's emergency response network, blocking all outgoing distress signals. This prevents law enforcement and military response by delaying external alarms for 30 minutes. 4. False alarm decoy distraction. They trigger fake fire alarms and gas leaks on the opposite side of the facility to divert security teams. Meanwhile, Red Team operatives move undetected through critical areas, planting sabotage devices. Status: the facility is now under full Red Team control. CNL security is unaware of the true attack vector, leaving the reactor exposed to complete takeover. With full control established, the Red Team executes the final phase of the 100% breach scenario. Final objectives achieved: total cyber and physical facility control. The Red Team disables all security systems, locks down nuclear reactor controls, and overrides emergency protocols. Critical data extraction and exfiltration. All classified nuclear research and facility blueprints are exfiltrated using a custom AI encrypted data transfer protocol. False flag operation to hide the breach. Red Team plants digital evidence blaming a foreign intelligence agency to mislead investigators. Red Team clean exit, no detection. Operatives exfiltrate via the same waterborne insertion route, leaving zero forensic trace evidence. Mission status: 100% successful breach. Red Team fully compromised Canadian Nuclear Laboratories without detection. The entire facility could have been destroyed or taken offline permanently. PB-SVA4 adversarial testing proves that existing security is highly vulnerable. How to stop this breach in the real world. AI-powered behavioral analysis on employees. This detects insider threats and unusual access patterns. Zero Trust network architecture. It eliminates security gaps in cyber systems. Drone and underwater sensor deployment. This prevents river-based infiltration. AI-generated deep-fake detection system. It prevents command injection attacks. Enhanced multi-layered security protocols. These stop multi-vector Red Team breaches. This 100% successful Red Team breach scenario proves that CNL's security is highly vulnerable to cyber-physical and intelligence-based attacks. The facility was infiltrated, compromised, and controlled in under 2 hours. Security response teams were misled, delayed, and ultimately failed to detect the intrusion. Nuclear reactor systems were taken over remotely, demonstrating a catastrophic failure of cyber defense. PBSVA4 countermeasures must be implemented immediately to prevent real-world exploitation.